Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Ithaqua's Bane bringing you more Warlord Ascendant. And before we go any further, do not adjust your audio settings. It seems the Father Nurgle hasn't finished with me yet and looks like I'm going to get another round of the flu. So I'm trying to get this one done quickly before I lose my voice. But it is a little bit growly, I do apologize. So yeah, I want to get this thing done. What we're doing today is campaign turn 2, the management phase. And there's a few things we need to do here. We do have one guy who's injured. We've also got to do the various actions and upkeep and all of that lovely stuff. So I want to get this sort of done quickly so that while I'm ill and maybe while I can't sort of record, I can at least get everything ready for the next battle, campaign turn 2. Because I may have to print, paint, get things ready, get things prepared based on what happens in this video. So in the campaign turn 1, we went from our home camp, we went down south to this engineering camp. We took on a bunch of trolls. We did lose one guy, one of our cultists got knocked out of action. So we do have to check for his injury, her injury. I think this is actually a female model. But yeah, we've now got access to that other command action. Also, we did find, I think from the spoils of war, where is it? A great axe. Now, in the book, in the rules, demonic hosts cannot use great axes. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not having that. A great axe is kind of your typical demonic weapon. It's large, it's brutal, it causes lots of damage, it's mean and nasty, just like demonic hosts. So I'm a little bit surprised that the great axe wasn't actually included in their allowed proficiencies. However, I am going to use it. Now, normally when you use a weapon without the proficiency, you make rolls with a disadvantage, but I'm not going to do that, because I think I can justify the reason why a great axe should be in a demonic host. Because it's a demonic style weapon. It's a big great axe. Plus, I just happen to have a veteran figure with a great axe. So yeah, I mean, there have been some comments about me changing the rules, modifying the rules. Let me make one thing clear. There is no perfect rule set. There is no perfect game where all the rules are 100% the best, okay? So you should always feel free to modify, mutate, and change, as long as it doesn't give you some kind of unfair advantage. Now, a demonic host using a great axe, I don't see much of an advantage there. I mean, it's an awesome weapon, but the rest of my weapons are daggers, clubs, flails, which is absolutely useless in the last game. But like I say, there's no perfect rule system. There are some that come close, but there's nothing perfect. So in my humble opinion, you should always feel free to modify. Of course, not too much. If you modify too much, you're not playing the game. And of course, don't give yourself any kind of advantage. But if you want to tweak the rules a little bit to suit the theme, to suit the campaign, to suit figures that you have or models that you have, go ahead. Go ahead. That's my personal opinion. And like I say, I'm going to be allowing my warband to use great axes, but veterans only. I don't think the cultists would. I don't think I can justify my my grunts using great axes, so I'm not going to allow them to use it. The witness, possibly, I think, but definitely the veterans. I mean, come on, I want to use Beaky. I want to use my Beaky figure. But yeah, I just need to explain that because I will be switching the weapon on. Where is he? On Link, yeah? I'm going to be changing him from a flail to the great axe we found. What else? We still have another location that we can attack. It's a warehouse, which will give us more stash. But I've got to be honest, I want to find a trading post because in Warlord Ascendant, I have to double check, but I don't think you can buy or sell equipment unless you control a trading post. So I really want to find one of those. I can't just rely on, finding things in the spoils of war, So I'm going to explore at least once, I think. I'm not going to go here, that dragon or drake. I'm going to forget about that guy. I'm not going there. But yeah, so let us begin with the management phase. Right, page 44, the management phase. Oh, another thing, this is the version 1.0 rulebook. This is the one I printed out as soon as it was released. There is a version 1.1. I think I mentioned this before, but I have to make that clear. There is a version 1.1. There are some changes. I think I've got everything. I think Alex noted one action during the management phase that I didn't add, the work one. But I think I've got everything there. But yeah, just to make you aware that if you download the PDF or whatever, there will be some changes to what you see here. But the basic game's the same, the basic mechanics are the same. So, management phase, we have a sequence of 6 steps. First, we have to roll on the management phase events, which is here. Then, we have to determine the fate of wounded characters. We've got to check for recovery and wounds. I've got to do that for my one guy who was knocked out of action. Who was that? That is Shade. And I need to see what happens to her. Pay the members' salary and other forms of upkeep. Yeah, you have members of your warband. Each of them will have an upkeep value. That's basically their salary. But you may have other things where you also have to pay upkeep. Things like special characters. I think there may be some locations as well. So you got to do that. Then send out the characters to do any of the actions. I'm thinking patrol so that I don't get surprised. I remembered this when I was doing the editing. I forgot during the game. I actually rolled for surprise and I said that they surprised me. Actually, I did a patrol in the first management phase, which doesn't allow me to be surprised. So I forgot that, but I remembered in editing. So I want to do a patrol so I can't be surprised. I want to try and recruit. I want to do at least one explore and possibly work. Depends. I mean, once I've done the upkeep and possibly recruited, I want to see how much supplies I have left. At the moment, I have 55. If that sort of goes down too much, I may have to send one of the guys working. I think that generates D6. Maybe just double check. D6 plus 1 supplies. But we'll come to that if I need it. Select a new target for expansion or deal with any issues that can only be dealt with in the battle phase. Yeah, again, as I told you in the last video, sometimes the enemy can attack your locations. Now that I have a location, the engineering camp, there is a possibility that an enemy attacks that. So I need to defend it or lose it. If I lose it, I lose access to that command action. And then play through the campaign turned battle phase. That will be in the next video. Right, so let us begin. First thing we need to do is to check the management phase events. What's happening around us during this time? We're rolling a D20 and we get a 6. While busy fighting your opponents, your warband stash was robbed. Lose D10 supplies. Are there any good ones on this? Yes, there are. Not for me, though. Right, so I'm losing D10 supplies. So it looks like I will be sending somebody working. Right, so I'm going to lose... Swine! I'm losing... I'm losing 9 supplies. Here we go. Just started, and already it's pissing me off. Excuse my language. So I lose 9, so I have... 46. Not a good start. I should still have enough for upkeep, but I want more. I want money. Oh, another thing. Your stash at the start of the game has a limit of 100 slots, or sort of 100 item slots. Your supplies count towards that. So if you get 100 supplies, you won't be able to put anything else in the stash. So spending supplies is always good. However, You can't buy anything, weapons or armor or anything like that, until you get a trading post, I think. So right, that wasn't a good start. We got robbed. How could they? Next, determine the fate of any wounded characters. Yes, we have, what's her name? Shade. She was taken out of action. She was absolutely useless during the game. But we need to find out what's happening with her. Blah, 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 blah. All characters that have been taken out of action must make a roll on the recovery table to find out their fate. This roll is modified by their constitution. Her constitution is 2, so we get a +2 to the roll. A character obtaining a result between 1 and 15 must also make a roll on the permanent wound table. Oh no, that's really, is that also adjusted by constitution? Doesn't say, does it? So I'm assuming not. Now, we are going to be rolling D20. Okay, so what's happening with Shade? What happened to her? What was the injury that she gets? We're getting a +2 to the roll. We get a 6. On a 1 to 5, the character dies. But low is bad. Oh no. The character succumbs to their wounds unless a friendly character makes a successful SPI check. Oh. Can I just use anybody for that? I think I can just use anybody for that. Doesn't count as an action, does it? Doesn't say. Right. So I'm going to use my leader. Of course, I'm going to use my leader because they have the highest SPI. SPI of 3. Target number of 14. So I need to roll an 11 plus. Yeah, she did. Oh no. Okay, so I lose another character. So basically, I've lost one character in turn 1 with the encounter with the Drake. I lost 2. I've lost this one. So I've lost 2 characters in turn 1. Oh no. Oh, no. All right, so I'm down another character. Luckily the game has that balancing mechanism where the number of opponents is based on the number of figures that you're bringing to the battle. So it's not the end of the world having less figures, but it does reduce the amount of flexibility, tactics, strategy that you can actually bring to the table. Oh God, she's dead. She's dead. Right, upkeep. All characters in your warband must be paid once per turn. Failure to do so will affect their loyalty. Oh, that's something else I need to do. I need to adjust their loyalty because we capture location, so loyalty gets +1. When the character gains a level, they get +1. Yeah, so essentially, looking at this, it looks like all of them get a +1 to their loyalty because we captured a location. Right, we can quickly do that. My leader, obviously not because she's got the maximum of 20, but Link now has a loyalty of 9. Shade's dead. Zell has a loyalty of 6, and Grumio has 6. Why haven't I done this? 3 and 2. There you go. Right. So we got increases in loyalty as well because we captured location. But now we have to pay upkeep, unique locations, salary of sword for hires, ranged weapons. If you use ranged weapons, you've also got to pay supplies for the ammo. Don't have to do it in the first phase, but we do have to do it now. Right. So my total upkeep is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 means 37. We've got 37 left. All right, I don't necessarily need to send somebody for work. I might try and explore another hex maybe. Give me options. I've got to find a trading post. I want to find a trading post. Right. That's the upkeep done. Now it is the actions. So we can send, there's not a lot of actions available. So once you get sort of a warband that's a certain size, if you can only do these things like once, then you're going to run out of things to do. So I'm pretty sure that you can, like I did in the last turn, send out multiple characters to check hexes. That's the way I'm going to play it anyway. So we're going to explore. Who are we going to explore with? Don't know. Recruit. I can try and recruit. I do have supplies. Because if I find a veteran, I've got to pay, I think it's 10 to recruit. Grunts are 5. So SPI. So I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to send, I think I'm going to send Blasphemia, my leader, to recruit. Patrol. I've got 3 guys left, don't I? Now, as we found out in the last turn, exploring can become a problem. So what I think I'm going to do, my veteran, I'm going to send on the patrol, so he's safe. And then these guys, I'm going to send out exploring. So I'm going to explore 2 hexes. Now, the way that exploring works is that you can explore any hexes that have previously been explored and kind of belong to you. So I can actually come in, I can't explore these hexes because I don't control 31 or 32. But we did go to 42, we found a wounded warrior, so that is now kind of something that we can expand from. And we have gained this location, so I can also explore from 51 as well. So essentially, I can check or explore 43, 53, 52, and 61. But I'm only going to be sending 2 guys. And I'm going to be sending my grunts this time. I don't want to risk losing another veteran. I mean, should we continue going south? It doesn't matter. I mean, I can send them wherever I want to go, as long as it's touching something that I control. So I think I'll do 52 and 53, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to explore 52 and 53. Right, I'll do those in a second. Let's get everything else out of the way first. So patrolling, we did patrol. So in the next upcoming battle, campaign turn 2, we're not going to be surprised. So well done, Link, with your new axe. My leader, Blasphemia, is going to attempt to recruit. So we roll on the table. We add the SPI to the roll. If you can pay their recruitment cost, they'll join you. Only 1 character can be sent per turn. Newly recruited characters start with 1 random weapon and armor. Yeah, last time I started, the guy I found last time was what? Dagger and padded cloth. Yeah, I haven't been getting, I mean, apart from the great axe, I haven't really been getting very good rolls for armors and weapons. Unlike Ash. Right, so we're rolling a d20 and my leader's SPI is 3. So we're adding +3 to the roll. Come on! 6 again. 9. You find a sword for hire. We can't recruit sword for hire. Dang it, so I don't get anybody. Yeah. Dice. The dice. Right. So, I mean, I could explore with 1 guy and then send 1 of them working, but I didn't recruit anybody, so I'm not spending any supplies on that. So I think I'm fine. I'm not going to bother working. I'm just going to explore 2 hexes, 52 and 53. So yeah, okay, we'll do that. Right. So where are we going to go? So we've got to roll. We've got to roll on. That's the battle events. We've got to roll on exploration, which is here. Right, so I am going to be sending, what's her name? Zell. I'm going to be sending Zell to 52. Maybe I should write their names here as well. I think so. I think that'd probably be good. So Zell is going to 52, and the other guy is Grumio. Grumio will be going to 53. Right, let us roll up and see what we get, shall we? So first of all, Zell, what do we find in Hex 52? Oh, I can do the, let's do the terrain type first using the Sacrifice RPG. So we are moving from 52 and 53. So 51, 42, both farmland. All right, so we're moving from farmland. So 52 is a 10. Farmland again, okay. That's the exploration number in it. And then 53, reroll that, that's on its side. And 8, farmland again. Okay, and then we'll put the exploration number that we rolled there so I don't forget. Right, so we've done with that. I've got to get sacrifice. I've got to start playing sacrifice as well. Right, let us see what happens. D20, what are we going to get? There's no modifiers, so... Are there modifiers? There are no modifiers. Right, so Zell, Hex 52, what do you find? A 4. The character stumbles upon the ruins of a monastery. A successful SPI check, spirit check, target number 14, reveals a hidden cache with the monk's valuables. 2d20 supplies. Oh, yes. Let me just write this down. Right, monastery ruins. Okay, SPI check. Zell has a spirit of 1, so I'm getting a +1 to the roll. I need a 13 plus. Nothing. It's nothing here. And we rolled a 4. Okay. So absolutely useless, but it is a monastery, but it's not a location. It's not a valuable location that can benefit my warband. It's just, just a location. So Zell, useless. Right, next one. Grumio in Hex 53. So this is basically just going to be a monastery. I'll put in the icons a bit later off camera. So 53, this is up near, or is coming towards where the dragon is. So 53, what do we get? We get a 17. We get a location. Okay, so 17, we get a location. All right, well, let's see what we get. So we're rolling a d20 and we get an 8. Another engineering camp. Okay, so we get an 8. All right, so we get another engineering camp. What's the name? We have to roll up the name of the area. It is percentage. So eponym is 52. Bellefontaine. Adjective 85. 85 is desolate. And the noun 59. Ford. Okay. And it is another engineering camp. Now, if I control that, that increases the attack roll of my new command action by 1. So it gives me a +1 to the roll when I'm rolling to see who gets hurt. So that could be worth it. But we also need to find out who's defending it. And we can do that in the management phase. But we only know what they are, not how many or anything like that. Just we need to know what they are. So we're rolling a D12. What is this engineering camp occupied by? We get a 2. Bandits. All right. So this is bandits. All right, so he's found another engineering camp, which is occupied by bandits. So in this turn, I've got a choice. I can either go for the warehouse with the possessed warband, or I can go for the second engineering camp with bandits. Rapier, hand crossbows, dagger, short crossbows, hide armor, cuirass. Maybe the bandits. We'll have to see. I will decide that before the next video because I need to figure out whether I've got miniatures for the possessed or the bandits. Okay. And that is pretty much it. Do we want to do the trigger? I think I can do the trigger. This is going to determine whether I can actually go to the location I want or whether somebody's going to be attacking my location. We can do that. So percentage, where are they? Okay. Now you do get a +1 for every location under your control. So the more locations that you control, the bigger your kingdom, the more likely it is that somebody's going to whack you. So yeah, but we can't be surprised. We can still be ambushed. Right, so I'm going to be rolling the battle trigger. We get, oh no. All right. Sometimes it's so demotivating. We got a 98, which means that a randomly selected location under my control is attacked. If I don't defend it, I lose control of it. But I have to roll up, I think for this one I have to roll up a new enemy. So the bandits are in hex 53. 52 has the monastery that doesn't really do anything. It's just a hex. But I've got somebody attacking hex 51. And because it's something else, I've got to roll again. Oh, come on. D12, sorry. What are we going to have to defend against? A 7. Harpies. Oh no. Okay, I know that I don't have any harpies painted up. I have harpy figures, but none of them are painted. Okay, so I am going to be ill for a little while. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to talk tomorrow, but that may give me some time to get the harpies painted up. Now, I'm going to be bringing 4 people, so I only need to paint up 4 harpies. All right, now I think for the harpies, I think they have a leader. Let me check. Harpies, yeah, they have a leader. So it's going to be a leader plus 1, so there's going to be 5 of them, sorry. 1 per member of your warband, and they have the leader. Now, harpies should be able to fly, but in the game there are no rules for flying, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically rule that any kind of scatter terrain, any kind of low terrain doesn't affect the harpies. They can go over it, they can fly above it, stuff like that. But for things like buildings, large walls, mountains and hills, I'm not gonna do anything different. Oh no. So I had trolls last time, and now I've got to defend the camp against harpies. I just got the bloomin' camp. All right, so we are going to be doing in campaign turn 2 battle. In the next video, we're going to be fighting against harpies. We're not going to expand our kingdom. We're going to defend. Right. That is everything for the management phase. I will be rolling surprise once I set everything up and placement. But because we did a patrol, we are not going to be surprised, but they could be. So, yeah. That is the management phase done. And as per usual, the dice have screwed me. Right, so I am now going to go and take some drugs, some medicine, try and get some sleep, because it is very late here. And yeah, once the miniatures are painted and once I can talk again, we will do the battle. Right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. Would really appreciate that. Ring the bell. I don't have an upload schedule. I do upload as much as I can. Normally, I try and do it every 2 or 3 days, sometimes 4 days. I'm trying to do like 2 a week if possible, but I can't guarantee that because of real life. So ring the bell to be notified, and add some comments. Have you tried the game yet? Are your dice rolls better than mine? I've had some suggestions in terms of what to do with my dice and some new dice to buy to kind of replace them. Doesn't work, trust me, I've tried everything. Right guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the second part of campaign turn 2, the battle. Until then, take care, stay safe. Cheers.